Hello, we're back on track with Springtime today, episode 3, and the final episode. I'm not going to mess with this one. I think it's right as it is. If I keep tinkering, I'm just going to break it. So I've just rendered it down to WAV and MP3, and I'm preparing it for release to the likes of SoundCloud and whatnot. And I'm just going to play you it as it is, and then we'll come back and talk about some of the decisions that I've made in this one.
This time, under the quiet dark cover of night, dancing with stars as they rise, yearning we're burning to see you.
The difference between this and the previous episode is almost all polish. I'm not sure if any notes have changed at all. Maybe a little fiddling with the rhythm, perhaps, taking out some of the complexity of it. But I've just kept on paring down and down and down. And every time I tried to bring anything new, just today, I tried to introduce some kind of hats, tambourines, whatever, up in the top end. Just decided not, and I'll show you why I tried to do that, because I get carried away with being told to do things. So this is tonal balance control. It's a brilliant tool. It says if I want to make my frequency distribution match some sort of industry standard, then this is what to aim for. So if I find some vocals somewhere around here,
dancing with stars as they rise, yearning we're burning to see you.
So that's okay. And watch when the vocals disappear. So I apologise on behalf of my PC. OBS plus the voice meter ASIO driver that I need plus Ozone equals unhappy machine. So yeah, when there aren't vocals and it's just the music playing, I've basically got no top end at all. Beyond about 6K, there's absolutely nothing. And so I introduced something to try to fill that range, but I don't want it. My ears don't want it. My eyes are telling me, my brain is saying, oh, you're not inside the graph, fix that. No, I don't want that sound. So I'm having this kind of crisis of confidence at the moment in the technical stuff that I'm being told. These are the standards to follow. Make sure you don't have too much around this 300 mud. region. And again, if we go back to just focus on this zone over here, it's too high. This is where the mud lives.
And all this time, under the quiet dark cover of night.
But in this particular case, I want this song to have that kind of heavy, almost earthen feeling. And when I take that stuff away, it didn't feel right to me. And so I'm trying to learn what I'm supposed to be listening to. Am I supposed to be listening to my instinct, or am I supposed to be listening to the technical experts who say, well, actually, you're not supposed to have that much? And I was like, well, I don't know. Am I? Is it just hubris to think that my ears are better than anybody else's, or is a concept like that even worth discussing? I just don't know. Am I just plain wrong to have, like, quote, too much 300 hertz? I just don't know. So that's an ongoing battle, and I don't know. I tried using reference tracks against this song, so at least when I did Shades of Blue, I kind of castigated myself for not using reference tracks enough, and it's like, naughty boy, do better next time. And this time I can't find anything that sounds the way I want this to sound. I'm really struggling to come up with reference music that sounds sufficiently similar to the kinds of things that I'm trying to do to actually be of use to me. So that's just an ongoing quest. I'm actively listening to music at the moment, all the favourite music that I can think of, to try to find those similarities so that I can bring them into my reference track fold. In terms of what Ozone actually is doing in the track, I mean, Maximizer is the daddy. Right at the very end of the process, when I've mixed everything as well as I can, and I've left Maximizer off, and then I say, right, go, do your thing. It just seems to be like a magic button where it takes the volume as high as it can without ever clipping, and then says, there you go, that's job done. So I really enjoy that final stage of the process. But it's pretty straightforward, and I might even be misusing it. Maybe I'm supposed to be doing more intelligent stuff with sliders that I don't understand, and peak values that I kind of basically get what they mean. Well, no, I really do technically understand what they mean, but not practically, perhaps as deeply as I should. A little bit of fun to be had with the imager, just making the sound wider. It definitely
Dancing with stars as they rise, yearning we're burning to see you.
It definitely adds a spatial sense to it. It seems to enhance the stereo. Low end focus. The last time I used this, I was happy with the results, brought it in, and again, it seems to have enhanced the sound a little bit, but I'm using it a tiny amount. I really shied away from making too many changes with this one, because when I got to the mastering process and I'd mixed everything and I was happy with it, I really didn't know what to change. So I'm thinking, well, if you don't know what's broken, don't try to fix stuff. And then again, I'm pretty sure Ozone just did this out of the box. I'm like, really? Okay. I left it to it. I'm absolutely happy with that. There's quite clearly, perhaps I'm supposed to be doing this kind of thing. What does that sound like?
Then as the light runs like a river of stars.
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it alone. Just gonna leave it alone. I've learned. I made this mistake with Snowfall right at the very end. I took a load of bass out, and I've been unhappy with it ever since. And I'm really itching to go back and fix that one. Sounds wise, everything's been rendered the Jupiter and Ice keys down to WAV files. That eased the processing burden quite a bit. I can't imagine, I think Steam would have come out of my PC if I tried to run Ozone and these synths at the same time. The vocals, I was dithering with what to do about the reverb. Essentially left it alone. Again, I just can't see a reason to fix what's not broken. And similarly with all the harmonies, I was deciding how much vocal processing to put on them. Have a look at how much vocal processing I'm doing on the harmonies. Just can't see a point. It just sounds fantastic. The bass, I'm very happy with the end result. I had this quite bright with a little bit of coloration from Saturn, just giving a little bit of distortion. Just helps it cut through a little. Battled with the guitar sound a little. This was a bit of a struggle. But in the end, I'm very happy with it. It's got that squelchy kind of Gilmour-esque compression sound to it that I really like. And it sits nicely. Just trading blows with the vocals, really. Subservient to them, but just filling those gaps in nicely. So that worked really well. I am in love with this song a little bit. I think it's my favourite to date, and it would be fantastic if every song that I finished was my favourite to date. I've got no problem with that. It's kind of almost the way it should be. So there we are, that's that. Lessons learned, more questions than answers, actually. I'm having, like I say, a real crisis of confidence with the whole mastering process. I'm not sure where it fits in the great scheme of things. I've not got my referencing tracks sorted at all. I thought I'd done well and found myself a nice little referencing suite to solve all of the problems that I was going to come across. No, I haven't. I haven't found anything that sounds like Pauline's interaction with my music. It's just a mix that I'm really struggling to match. Thanks very much for watching this one. See you next time.